Right lads, welcome back to Ben Does FM, and in this video we're going to talk about FM26 save ideas. And no, we're not going to talk about Wrexhams, your Birminghams, your Hertha Berlins, your Palmers. I'm going to give you 5 save ideas for the new game that you might just not have thought about yet. But before we do that, if you're new round here, please do subscribe to the channel. We're going to get loads of content out for FM26, so I will hopefully see you when the new game drops. Let's get into the video. First up in FM26 save ideas is Genoa. Genoa were founded in 1893 and Genoa are the oldest club in Italy. They were kings of the early game and had won 9 league titles before most clubs even existed. The crazy thing though, they haven't lifted a top flight trophy since 1924. What they do have is one of the most atmospheric grounds in Europe, the Luigi Ferraris. They share the ground with their arch rivals Sampdoria, so you've already got a big rivalry to handle. You're rebuilding a sleeping giant in this save, not inventing something new. The challenge: take Genoa back to their former glory and make them kings of Italy once again. Can you dethrone the Juves, the Inter Milans and the AC Milans of the world? Next up, Austria Wien. Founded back in 1911, this is one of Austria's biggest and most successful clubs. 24 league titles, 27 Austrian Cups, and they've never been relegated. But right now, they're living in the shadow of the corporate giant that is Red Bull Salzburg. Austria Wien represent everything traditional about football: community, loyalty and pride. While their rivals have all the money, the brand and the global machine behind them, they don't have Austria Wien's history. You've got a huge derby against Rapid to deal with, but this save is all about turning the tables with Red Bull Salzburg and restoring Austria Wien back to the top of Austrian football. Third on the list of FM26 save ideas then, fellas, Inverness Caledonian Thistle. Born from a merger in 1994, bringing together 2 old Highlands sides in Caledonian and Inverness Thistle. They've already rewritten history. They were Scottish Cup winners in 2015, where they beat one of the old firm sides in Celtic along the way. But fast forward to now, and it's all gone terribly wrong. Administration, financial crisis, a points deduction, and a fight to stay alive and battle relegation in the lower leagues of Scotland. This save is all about jeopardy. Not fantasy, not glamour, but just survival in the early stages. Your mission: keep them up, stabilise, and then climb back to the Scottish Premier League. And as a little added bonus, can you try and win the Scottish Cup once again with Inverness Caledonian Thistle? Fourth up then, fellas, FC Krasnodar. Compared to the other clubs on the list, this team is barely out of nappies. Founded in 2008, Krasnodar are already one of the most ambitious names in Russian football. They've got a world-class stadium, elite training facilities, and an academy that produces some of the country's best young talent. Here's the twist though: no major trophies yet for the club. For all the money, infrastructure and promise, Krasnodar have never actually got it over the line. But this is where you come in FM26. You're not just managing a team, you're proving that a modern project can deliver silverware the right way. What you need to do in this save is build around Russian talent, trust the academy, and no superstar signings to shortcut the journey. Turn the potential into their first ever league title and then turn them into a force in Europe. And last but not least, probably a club and a save that you're a little bit more familiar with: 1860 Munich. One of Germany's oldest clubs and founding members of the Bundesliga. They were champions back in the best year for English football, 1966. But now they're down in 3 Liga, playing in the shadow of Bayern. I actually managed 1860 Munich in an FM24 save. Really enjoyed it. I took them to winning the Europa Conference League, but league title got absolutely nowhere near it. And that is why this save can become so addictive. You're going to have everything that an FM save needs. You're going to build them from the bottom, take them to the top, and see if you can eventually take on one of world football's absolute powerhouses in Bayern Munich. So then, fellas, that is the 5 save ideas that no one is talking about in FM26. You've got 5 clubs that actually mean something, each with a little bit of a different story and their own history to be told. You've got Genoa, the oldest club in Italy, fighting to become the top club once again. Austria Wien challenging against the corporate machine that is Red Bull Salzburg. You've got Inverness, who are finding themselves on their most difficult part of the club's history. Krasnodar, a very new club looking for their first trophy. And of course, 1860 Munich, a fallen giant in German football who are trying to restore themselves back to the Bundesliga. Let me know in the comments down below who you're most interested to take on in FM26. For me, I think it's going to be Genoa. I do like a Serie A game. I do like a game in Italy. So I think for me, I'm going to give Genoa a go. Though I am very interested in Krasnodar, a very new club with all the infrastructure, all of the youth academy and facilities. So yeah, I might be looking at Krasnodar as well. Please, if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you're new round here, as I said at the intro, please do subscribe to the channel. We're going to get loads of content out for FM26, which I'm absolutely buzzing for. Would love for you to be a part of the journey. And we'll see you on the next video.